time. We've had lots of cars going out for the Sporting Bears. We've got thousands of cars on display, motorbikes and restoration projects. And there's people, if you walk around these halls, doing English wheel work, plenishing, leather bag work. You can see TIG welding, MIG welding. You can see it all. The beautiful family have just turned up. Look at them. Hey, the wonderful, beautiful family. So come and press your nose against the fence. Right here. Come on, crowd in, chaps. Crowd in. Let's get a little bit of an audience going here so we can talk about what you can expect out of this show over the next few days. Hello, young man. My biggest fan? No, technically he's my smallest fan. You are my smallest, biggest fan, is that right? Is it Mike on the telly? Yeah? Oh, well that's nice. What's his name? Ronnie. Ronnie. Hello, Ronnie. Hello. No, Ronnie's not destined for the stage and screen, are you, Ronnie? Well, listen, we're going to tell you all about what you can look forward to today. It's going to be an amazing day. The sun is shining outside. The temperatures are going to be up in the 15, 16, 17 degrees. So it's going to feel like a really good, balmy spring day. And you are standing at the right place at the right time, and you're looking at the right cars. Because in front of us, what we have is an eclectic mix of some of the best cars you're ever going to see on the planet. And these cars are not just stationary and stuck to a bit of carpet out there that you can walk past and think fondly of nostalgia. No, these cars are here and they're moving and they're driving around, and you can hear their engines and smell the petrol coming out the exhaust pipes. That's because you are with the Sporting Bears. The Sporting Bears is this amazing bunch of people you see around me with their amazing cars. They're the people in the orange hoodies. So who are the Bears? Bears are a motoring club. It's a motoring club that's founded in the sole pursuit of raising money for children's charities. The Sporting Bears appear at shows all over the United Kingdom where they put these amazing cars on display. They bring them down, and just for a few quid you can jump into the passenger seat with a bear and go for a ride. It's an 8-mile ride around the lovely streets of Birmingham in this beautiful sunshine, and it only costs a few quid to do. And guess what? Out of all the money that you pay, so just a few quid to go for a ride in a car, the Bears, they give 100% of that money to the children's charities. And these guys turn up and they do this year after year. Last year, the Bears, get this, after a lockdown, they raised over £230,000 for children's charities. Incredible. And it's thanks to people like this chap right here. Sir, microphone, nice and close to your mouth. This is a nice, gentle little handover between the two of us. Sir, what's your name? Richard. Nice that way, Richard. There you go. Just like your Tom Jones. Right, Richard. Not unusual to be loved by anyone. Just like that. Everyone here in the audience, say hello, Richard. Say hello back.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Now, Richard, we can all see it. Maybe you can't see it, Richard, but we can all see it. When you get to a certain point in your life and you're going through that midlife crisis, you can either do one of two things, Richard. You can grow a ponytail, get a tribal tattoo or a belly button piercing, or go and get yourself a red convertible sports car.
That's right.
And you went for the red convertible sports car, Richard.
Definitely.
But not just any old red convertible sports car. You went for the best sports car on the planet.
That's right.
The fabulous Jaguar E-Type. Richard, oh my God, what a car. Enzo Ferrari said it's the most beautiful car ever designed. It certainly looks like it here. What I love about a Jaguar E-Type, whether it's in fixed head or drop head form, just here, standing here, right here in front of us, does it not look like it's doing over 100 miles an hour? Just there. It looks like it's just going fast. So Richard, tell us about the car.
Well, it's originally a drive converted to right, and it's been repainted. The bodywork's original, but repainted about 7 years ago. All the mechanics, the engine and the IRS and rear and everything else has been restored, and you know, it's all been brought up to.
So it's a complete restoration.
More or less. Yeah.
More or less a complete restoration. The interior looks to die for. It looks like a beautiful office. I live in the fabulous town of Royal Leamington Spa, okay? It's very much a Jaguar Land Rover territory because the factory is down the road. And just out of my house, up the road, turn left, there is a house in a beautiful townhouse in the street, and there's a blue plaque outside it, and it says, Malcolm Sayer, the designer of the E-Type Jag, lived in this house. And I always walk past that house and I think Malcolm Sayer must have had either the sexiest girlfriend in the world or the sexiest wife in the world, because you can't come to work back in the 1950s and draw this if you're not looking at something incredibly pretty at home or in the office. And that's what I always think when I think of a Jaguar E-Type. So, let's find out, for you lucky folks out there, this is your chance to have a ride round with Richard and his amazing Jaguar E-Type on these beautiful roads. Let's find out, how much is it going to cost me, Richard, to sit in your passenger seat?
Princely sum of £50.
50 quid. £50, ladies and gentlemen, to go for a 10-mile jaunt, 8 to 10-mile jaunt around Birmingham. 50 quid. That gets you 2 burgers and 2 bottles of water here at the NEC. £50. Now, let's just find out what happens to that £50. Let's just find out what happens, because as we know, fuel prices have gone through the roof recently. So, Richard, out of that £50, how much of it are you going to take for your fuel?
Nothing.
Nothing. Richard, out of that £50, how much are you going to take for your accommodation last night?
Nothing.
How much are you going to take for all the polishing that you put in the car and the transportation costs?
Nothing.
How much of that £50 are you going to give to the children's charities?
All of it.
That's why when you're at the Sporting Bears Arena and you see a person in an orange hoodie, you do this. Hug a bear, because they are life's beautiful people. Everything they do is in the pursuit of children's charities and making sure the money gets into the right places at the right time. I'm the patron of the Sporting Bears. I'm also the patron of another charity called Seesaw, and last year Sporting Bears raised money on behalf of Seesaw, and you should see the difference that money makes to those kids in Seesaw. It really does work. Richard, can we see the car drive off? We're all looking forward to this. The Jaguar E-Type. I don't know what the correct protocol is. Do we curtsy when we see one of these drive away? Do we bow? Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Richard! Well done, Richard. You made a lot of men very jealous right now. Look at that. That's just incredible, isn't it? The beautiful Jaguar E-Type. Right, let's bring in the next car. The next car is a fun little ride. So where else on the planet right now today can you turn up at a car show and go for a ride in a Jaguar E-Type, or choose to go for a ride in a little Fiat 500 Abarth? Well, you can stay in the car, sir, don't matter. Or you can get out, it's up to you. You're going to get out, you go for it. So, what we're staring at here is a Fiat Cinquecento. It's a Fiat 500. This is the Abarth version, so it's the hotted up version. These cars were built originally to get Italy moving, post-war austerity. They needed to get people in the towns and villages, visiting other towns and villages, getting to the seaside and spending money to build up the Italian economy. And that's what this car was for originally. But then it didn't take too long for people to go, I know, I want a faster one and a hotter one. And we end up with a Fiat Abarth. What's your name, sir?
Nuno.
Nuno. Are you Italian?
No, Portuguese.
Portuguese, right. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello, Nuno. Nuno, say hello back.
Hello.
Right, so Nuno, tell us about your car.
So this is a 1960s...
Like that.
Sorry. This is a 1967 Fiat Abarth. It's got a 650cc engine instead of the standard 500. Top speed of about 65 miles an hour, and it will eventually get to that, given a long enough straight. I'm not sure what the 0 to 60 is on this, but long.
Yeah, these cars, they are fast because they're so small and you're so low to the ground. Now, there's a really weird, peculiar quirk in the British road laws, which is if this car can get to 60 miles an hour in a certain set time, and the speed limit of that road is 60 miles an hour, there is nothing in the law that says how fast you can get there. So if you can get there in 3 seconds and overtake a police car on the way, you're not breaking the law technically, so you can do it. So this is a great little car. Nuno, being that it's only got a 650cc engine, are you willing to take more than one passenger in the car?
Of course.
So you can squeeze 3 people in this?
Yes, we had 3 in there yesterday.
Right, so you got 3 people in this. They can go for that lovely jaunt around the sunny streets of Birmingham. And we've got a Webasto roof that comes back. They can take their iPhone out, take pictures, post them up on the internet, make all their mates jealous.
Of course, just make sure you tag Sporting Bears.
Tag the Sporting Bears in, that's all you got to do. Right now, Nuno, this is the big question. A very rare car, a very sought after car. How much do these people have to pay to sit in the passenger seat of your car?
£20.
I beg your pardon?
£20.
So if you've got 3 of you, you're talking about £7.33 each.
Correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got my subs wrong there somewhere, but you know what I mean. 3 people in this car for 20 quid, £20. That's a bag of chips and a bottle of water here at the NEC. That's all it is, 20 quid. That is amazing. Let's find out again from Nuno. Nuno, you putting petrol in this car?
Of course.
Did you transport it here?
Drove it here.
You drove it here? Did you stay overnight in a hotel?
No, thankfully.
Are you going to feed yourself today?
Hopefully.
Right, so you're going to spend money being here supporting the Sporting Bears. Out of that £20, how much of that £20 are you going to give to the children's charities?
£20.
All of it, 20 quid, give them a round of applause. Nuno, let's see it drive away. We love that, always been a firm favourite of mine. Little Fiat 500. It's the size of a rolling skate, isn't it? It's absolutely wonderful. Oh yeah, look at that. Now this one's got me all excited under the collar. Yes! Now we're talking! Oh yes! Now that's what we want. We just want that. If you just keep that going, if you like, you don't need to talk to me. We want a bit more. Yes, please. You don't get told off because you're talking to me. I've got the license to thrill. Don't worry about that. Right, sir. Having spent the last 6 years of my life in California in the sunshine, I've got quite familiar with these on the roads out there. So you're going to tell me all about it in a moment. I can see what it is, I can see what the horsepower is as well. Just by the sound of the engine I can tell what the horsepower is. But before we get there and we get some stupid figures out of you, what's your name?
My name's Clive.
Ladies and gentlemen, say hello Clive.
Morning.
We can't hear you. Say hello Clive. Clive,
you.
say hello back.
Second.
Say hello back.
Hello back.
There you go. How nice was that? That's a little gentle handshake between Clive and you. So Clive, you are again going through a midlife crisis.
Yeah, it's been a long and expensive
You could have
crisis.
gone for the belly button piercing and the tribal tattoo, or do what some of them do now. The new thing for a midlife crisis is become a lycra Nazi. Just go and get yourself a push bike and the full Sky team kit and just go out there annoying cars.
I'd rather not do that.
Yes,
One of these.
exactly. That's what I want to do. I want to go out in one of these. So this is the 5-litre Mustang,
Yes.
The American version, but you've got the right-hand drive car, so UK supplied. Tell us what we're looking at.
Well, we're looking at a 6th generation Mustang that, as you say, was right-hand drive, the first generation. Delivered in 2017 as a stock grey GT 5-litre. Over the last 4 years, we've added about 100 modifications. The main one, supercharger on top of it, which is a 2.9-litre supercharger. And after messing about and fettling with it, it's now 860 horsepower.
Say that again?
860 horsepower and 2-wheel drive. So I don't go out in the wet.
Yeah, so you heard him right, didn't you? 860 of your finest Lipizzato horses are charging away under the bonnet. In fact, they won't be, they'll be Mustangs.
Yeah, they are.
That's what they will be, they'll be
Mustang
Mustangs charging away under the bonnet. What on earth does 860 horsepower rear-wheel drive feel like out on the road?
It can be scary. It's not a car to show off on round bends. It does handle well. We've had huge amounts done to the suspension because you can't just stick 860 horsepower through a stock car. It's just a different league. You know, when you put your foot down, you just can't believe what it's doing, and it still spooks me. So when you get in the passenger seat, yeah, that's when you experience it.
And this will show its bum to every Lamborghini, Ferrari, McLaren out there.
I don't know, they're gone in the distance.
Exactly.
I've no idea,
This will be showing its arse at those cars in its rearview mirror. Trust me, it will be. Absolutely incredible. First of all, on behalf of the Bears and on behalf of everyone here, thank you, Clive, for bringing this down. We do appreciate it, and thank you for being part of the Sporting Bears.
Thank you.
The burning question, though, Clive, for all of us is, that car is not cheap to run at £2 a litre at the fuel pumps. This is going to be an expensive day for Mr. Clive.
Yeah, on a decent Sporting Bears Dream ride, we get about 7 miles to the gallon.
7 miles to the gallon, which is about the same as the Challenger 2 tank.
And about 2 times a day, we take a lucky passenger for an extra 5-minute ride to go to the Shell petrol station. And we put about 80 quid in at lunchtime and 80 quid in at the night time, and then we go home. So yeah, it's
an expensive day.
But you know, if I'm going to pour at least I can hear the money going.
Of course, yes, you can hear the money pouring out the exhaust pipe. Do you take passengers in the back?
Yeah, we take passengers in the back. Ideally, slightly smaller people, but we'll shoehorn them in. It doesn't matter.
Right, lovely. Okay, here we go then, Clive. Here we go. For the 860 horsepower, absolutely nutty Mustang to go for a beautiful jaunt around the Birmingham streets and roundabouts on this glorious sunny day here at the Classic Car Show. How much money are you going to charge us?
We will charge you £70.
£70.
Yes.
£70 so you can spend £80 on fuel.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, that is absolutely epic, and that's why we love you, Clive. That is why we love you. Clive, of that £70, how much of that are you going to take away for the fuel?
0.
How much of it are you going to take away for the polish, cleaning this car up?
0.
How much are you going to take away, Clive, for the chance that you've got to drive this car in, and once you're here, you're going to feed yourself?
Yeah, no, we take nothing at all.
And what are you going to do, Clive, with that £70? How much of that £70 are you going to give to children's charities?
£70.
Ladies and gentlemen, Clive. That's why he's the Sporting Bear now, Clive. We'd all like to hear this drive off in a very calm, careful, quiet manner, or as quiet as you can make it. This is going to get that 70 quid really until unbelievable. 860 horsepower right there. Fantastic. Yes, please. Are you going to go for a drive? Right, this is Steve. Steve's going to go for a drive in the little Lotus Europa. You'll love this, right? The little Lotus Europa. Steve has never paid for a car parking ticket in his life. Just drive straight under the barrier. Seriously, he does. Look at that. Steve's right low to the ground. As Steve comes round, think about where his derriere is, right? His derriere is only a few inches off the ground. Look. He's bumped right down there in the base of the car, and you can feel every inch of that as you go in. So Steve is now taking somebody out for a ride in that very rare little Lotus. This young lad here who's going to have his phone in his pocket. He's going to be snapping pictures, making all his mates jealous. That's what that young lad's going to be doing. And that young lad, in the process, is going to have the thrill ride of his life. And guess what? Every penny that young man just gave to the people in the Dream Ride Sporting Bears tent, every penny of it is going to children's charities. Fantastic. Right, let's bring our last car in. Oh yes, it's the Ray Winston of motor cars, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Bentley 8. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Let's meet the Lord who owns this car. It's a long wheelbase one as well. Look at that. It is. It's lovely.
Good morning, Mike.
Sir, you would be a sir, no doubt.
Of course.
What's your name?
Mike.
Mike. That's
Mike.
nice. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello, Mike.
Morning, everyone.
Yes, this is Mike. So, Mike, what part of England do you own?
Most of it.
Most of it, yes. Yeah, I can see that, Mike. Now, the reason I wanted to talk to you in this car, because there's something quite special about a big old Bentley. The fact that this is a long wheelbase as well makes it even more special, because you can take people for a ride around in this car, and for the next sort of half an hour, they can pretend to be Elton John.
Absolutely.
Sat in the back of this car just waving at people. They go by. The real Queen of England, Mr. Elton John. absolutely incredible car, and also I know that this is going to be an expensive day for you.
It certainly is.
It's going to be a very expensive day for you. So Mike, tell us about the car.
Okay, this is a Bentley Turbo Rt. They only made 252, so it's one of the rarest production Bentleys with 400 horsepower, and it is surprisingly quick. So very good value today.
Yeah, 6.7 litre turbocharged engine. This will get down the road. I think Naughton's around 5 seconds, isn't it?
It is pretty quick.
Yeah, 5 seconds. This is a car that when you put your foot down, it literally lifts up its skirt and starts running. It really is. It's like a grand old lady. It's wonderful. Now, this car, for you to go and drive it around these streets, what's it like? First of all, can I just ask, I think we all want to know this, what's it like when you're in the driver's seat of this? Do people do this on the motorway? Do they go, it's Elton John, 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 is it Elton John, is it Elton John? No, it's not Elton John, I've just drive on. Is that what happens to you all the time?
They don't get chance because I've passed them.
All right, you're going so fast.
Oh, absolutely.
You could be Elton John's kid. Mike John. But there you go. What a wonderful car, what a wonderful thing to be in. And I'm just going to open the rear doors for these chaps over here and these ladies, so you can see the kind of elegance.
Oh, is it locked?
It is.
I'll unlock.
Central locking doesn't work. Look at that. Look at the opulence you'll be driven around in. You just went, that, let me tell you, that's better than my house. Far better than my house. I think I'd like to sit in the back of that, be taken around the streets of Birmingham, pretending to be royal just for a minute. Mike, how much is it going to cost the wonderful people here at Birmingham? How much is it going to cost for 3 people to go for a ride round in the back of your car?
Today, £40.
No way. No way. 40 quid. Seriously.
40 quid.
That's 2 bottles of water at the NEC.
That's right.
£40.
40 pence.
But it's going to cost you £80. £40.
It's probably a little bit more than that. But yeah.
That's unbelievable. So just 40 quid. Lads, look at you. I can see the discussion. I can feel it. I can feel that discussion happening right now. You're going tenner each. You are, aren't you? I can feel it. You're going tenner each. Phones out. You're around the streets. You're showing off to all your mates. Look what I did today in the back of a Bentley Turbo Rt. One of only 250 ever made. And out of that 40 quid, how much of it are you going to keep for yourself?
None.
How much of it are you going to give to children's charities?
Everything.
£40, and that's why you are a sporting bear. You get a free hug, and that's why we love Mikey and his amazing car. Mike, thanks for bringing it down.
Thank you.
Top man. Let's hear it drive off, and we give you a nice round of applause as you go. Also, the quietest car here at the show is, you think about that Mustang that just left to this. Look at it. Almost electric, isn't it, as it pops away. Absolutely incredible. I got a funny feeling after seeing those few cars, you lot are going to be running over to that tent, spending a few quid, getting out the halls, go and have a little drive in the countryside, go and enjoy yourself, take some pictures, knowing full well at the same time you're raising a lot of money for children's charities. I hope you like that, ladies and gentlemen. That's a little insight to what the Sporting Bears do. And one other thing about the Sporting Bears, it's a motor club. It's a motor club that needs members. So if you're thinking, this lot, they look like they're having a great time, this is great fun, I'd like to be a part of that, well you can. Just go to Sporting Bears website or through their social media channels. If you've got a nice car, it doesn't have to be an amazing car. If you've got a car and you want to be a Sporting Bear, please come and join the club. It's a really, really good cause. It's fantastic to be a part of it. I'm their patron, and I'm so proud to be their patron. They do amazing work for children's charities. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Sporting Bears! As for me, I'm going to be heading down at 11 o'clock to the other end of this hall, where that Chevrolet